Hey guys, welcome back to Twisted Nightmare Gaming. Today we have another deck profile with my other teammate and friend, Tyler Buck. Today we are profiling his Granblue deck. Let's go and get started.
Obviously you're starting Vanguard, Guiding Zombie, one word upon draw card. Easiest thing, and yeah, fairly standard forward. 4 draw trigger PGs, your basics. And since Granblue is a Protect clan, we do play a criticals because the decks do draw a lot more, so you don't have to run as many draws if you really don't want. Obviously 4 heals to stay alive. I play 1 Evil Shade because he's useful every once in a while, but I never really use him enough to really justify him more than once. Like if he ends up as guard fodder or whatever, it's fine, it's not that big of a deal. I'm playing Fort of Norman the Ghost here right now. When he, you can, at any point during your turn, retire the unit and put 2 cards on the top of your deck into your drop zone and give a unit 10k. It's really good because this deck really wants high numbers in your drop zone and plays out of the drop zone essentially like a second hand. So this gets not only him but also other units that you potentially could want in your drop zone, and then also gives a very big power boost. For Dandy Guy or Mario, he's a 12k if you have 10 or more cards in your drop zone, and if he's on your Vanguard circle and you ride onto him, you counterblast 1, put a card from your hand into your soul, and then 3 cards from the top of your deck into your drop zone, and return 1 card from your drop zone to your hand. Useful for in case you get like you mill like a PG you want it early on, or if you want like a high power card, or if you get that 3 you just don't have or something. Essentially a very crucial, just key card, really your ideal first ride. And 4 Dancing Cutlass, your main countercharge unit for the deck. You bind 1 of him from your drop zone to call another one and then countercharge. You mainly run for the countercharge engine. You do countercharge quite a bit in this deck, so he is absolutely crucial at 4 right now. And then as for the grade 2 lineup, 3 Captain Nightmare. I see a lot of people playing 4. I don't generally like him at 4. He's good early game to get like a trigger or something from the drop zone just as an extra unit. But other than that, the called unit doesn't really gain a lot of power, or anything really for that matter. So not as big of a deal. I mean, if you have 10 or more cards, you can call regardless of grade, but at that point, you're really just utilizing your grade 3s to call more so than anything else at the moment. For Ruin Shade, this is probably the most crucial card in the deck at the moment right now. If he, again, just like Dandy Guy or Mario, if you have 10 or more cards in your drop zone, he's a plus 4k, so 13k attacker. And this is the big part. When he attacks a Vanguard, on Vanguard or Rearguard circle, when he attacks Vanguard, you mill 2 cards from the top of your deck, and he gets 4k. Big advantage. You want to get to 10 drop as soon as possible, so this helps you get there a lot faster, and can also like just potentially get out cards that you just don't want. For Commodore Blue Blood, if you have another one of him in drop zone, he gets 4k, and when he hits a Vanguard, you retire him, draw 2, discard 1. It's a way to get two more cards in drop zone. If he hits, your opponent's probably going to be guarding that because you're drawing 2 cards, and then basically filtering cards you want in your drop zone and so on and so forth. I'm only playing 1 Necro Breach because it's a decent card, but it's just not as, like, in testing I didn't find it as useful as I thought it would. Really the big reason I still play him is just for that second ability to counterblast 2, call him to rear circle, or if your Vanguard is grade 2 or greater and was not placed, you ride him. So essentially if you can get him in the drop zone, you don't even need a grade 3 in your starting hand, and then if you have 10 more cards in your drop zone, he gets 10k, so he's a 22k attacker. Big numbers. Absolutely stupid card right here. So Valence Ranger is, he does not have the Protect gift. He's the only one in the clan that does not, hence why he's a one-off. On Vanguard or Rearguard circle, you Soul Blast a grade 3. You discard any number of cards from your hand, and it gets 5k, and your opponent can't guard with those grades equal to the grades that you discarded for the effect. So like say you discard a 0, 1, 2, 3, your 0, 1, 2, your opponent just can't guard period on his attack. Really useful on the rear circle, not as much on the Vanguard circle, so I generally try to get him in the drop zone as quickly as possible so I can effectively utilize him more. 3 Skull Dragons, not night. He's a protect gift, so you run him for that. You also run him because he's probably one of your best rear guards in the deck. He gets 2k for every card in your drop zone on Vanguard or rear guard, so even if you're on the Vanguard circle, he's still not a terrible ride. And if he's a rear guard at the end of the battle, you retire him, which is really good in certain matchups, just because that way your opponent just can't like do a lot against him that they would be able to normally. Say like mainly more useful in premium when your opponent can just send it to the deck or whatever, send it to the deck, bind them, etc., etc. And of course, the most crucial card in the deck for Boss Kirks, the VR of the Granblue side of Asia Circuit. If you have 10 or more cards in your drop zone, he's plus 5k and plus 1 critical, so he's dealing 2 damage if he hits. Your opponent's gonna guard him to no pass every single time, because there's just that potential threat to just end the game from even 2 damage with this. He's really good for his second ability, Counter Last One, Soul Last One. Call a card from your drop zone, and he gets 5k for the total grade. You mainly use him to call like your higher grade units, your Skull Dragons, your Ruin Shades, etc., etc. So that way he gets even more powerful, so that higher pressure is applied to the opponent, and they have to guard with more. And that's there's not really a whole lot.
Alright guys, that has been our teammate Tyler's Granblue deck profile. Hope you enjoyed, and remember to hit like and subscribe, and hit that little notification bell so you get notifications when we put up new content. Thanks, this has been Twisted. Take care.